Hey, it's Kelly. Welcome back to my channel where we talk all about dental skincare and sometimes self-care. Today, I am really excited to be talking about the new matte sun stick from Beauty of Joseon. Now, anytime Beauty of Joseon releases a new product, it definitely is an OMG moment, but this is an even bigger OMG moment because this product was developed in collaboration with Glow by Ramon. Now, you know I absolutely love Ramon. He has been on my channel. We've done a collaboration a couple of years ago. He's been a guest on my podcast. I am so proud of him. I am so happy for him to be able to bring this product out into the world. This is what he has been working for and studying for a very long time. He has been studying to be a cosmetic chemist. This is so his wheelhouse, and I'm very excited to bring you all the OMG details about this new matte sun stick. So if you guys are so ready to dive into this product, give the video a big thumbs up and let's jump right in. So let's talk ingredients. This is a fully chemical sunscreen with a rating of SPF 50 plus PA++. They're achieving that with 4 different chemical filters, including Tinosorb S. We have Uvinyl A+, Uvinyl T150, and Polysilicone 15. Now these are different filters from the chemical filters used in the super famous rice and probiotic sunscreen from Beauty of Joseon. So there is a little bit of a different spin here. And I know that Ramon has talked about using chemical filters specifically because he wants to avoid potential white cast. Making sure that sunscreen is inclusive for all skin tones is a huge passion of his, and I really do think that he has achieved this and really smartly picked the filters. Something else to note here that I think could be valuable for many people watching, this sunscreen does not contain niacinamide. Now, some people love it, some people hate it, and some people's skin actually can't tolerate niacinamide. I happen to love it. I think it's a great ingredient, but again, some people are going to value that this sunscreen does not contain any niacinamide. Other notable ingredients include green tea. We have mugwort, camellia, turmeric, and centella. This is definitely where Beauty of Joseon comes in with their signature K-beauty ingredients in this collaboration. And you'll be very happy to know that this is a completely fragrance-free sun stick. There's no additional fragrance in here. There's no essential oils. There's no drying forms of alcohol. And in fact, there's really not a scent to this sun stick at all. Not even like a super raw sunscreen smell or anything. I actually think it's so incredibly neutral. Now, let me tell you a really funny story that's kind of embarrassing, but it's totally Kelly. So I remember smelling this sun stick and I was so disappointed that it did not smell at all. I was like, where's the matcha? This doesn't smell like matcha at all. It's got like the matcha color. It says matcha on the front of the sunstick. Why doesn't this smell like matcha? I love matcha. Like, you know me, I love my matcha, right? It was legitimately like a full week before I realized that the cap does not say matcha sunstick. It says matte sunstick. It's really embarrassing. I just like quickly glanced at it and I was like, ooh, matcha sunstick. This sounds so good. I think my brain and my heart wanted it to be a matcha sunstick. So I'm just saying, Beauty of Joseon, if you want a matcha sunstick in the future, that might be the right collaboration for me. But I thought it was really funny because I was really disappointed there was no matcha smell. And then I realized it's not a matcha sunstick, it's a matte sunstick. So let's talk about the texture. And before we get into this specific product, I do want to talk a little bit about sun sticks because they are quite unique in the sunscreen world. If you are mostly familiar with lotion type of sunscreens, sun sticks definitely feel different on the skin. I am generally a fan of them, but they have their drawbacks. They do rely on lots of emollient and wax type of ingredients to create that solid stick format. And that does mean that the texture and the feel on the skin can feel filmy. It can feel very greasy, and it often feels like the sunstick is sitting as a layer on top of your skin, but not really kind of like absorbing and melting into your skin. It definitely can have a heavier feeling to it. There's all different types of textures out there, but just generally because of the format of a sunstick, it can have a heavier feel on the skin. And here's where the OMG moment came in for me because this does not feel heavy on the skin at all. I was incredibly surprised at how airy this sunstick is. And I don't know that I've ever really equated the word airy and sunstick in the same sentence at all. Like I said, they're just known for being kind of thick and greasy and heavy on the skin. This really lives up to the name matte sunstick. I have no idea how they achieved this. It sounds like it was a really fine and delicate balance between all of the ingredients to find something that was going to feel light and breathable on the skin, be appropriate for an oily skin type without creating a shine on the skin. I think that's really why Ramon was such a great collaborator on this project. He does have oily skin. He talks so much about sunscreens that are going to be appropriate for oily skin, that are going to have a lighter feel, that aren't going to contribute to your shininess at all. So he's really brought his expertise to this texture. It really shows here. So incredibly shocked at how this feels. As soon as I put it on my skin, I was like, wow, this is like a dry finish to it. It was really, really pleasant. Sunsticks can be so greasy. Gliding this on, I definitely think it has a nice glide to it, but it does have a slightly drier feel to it than most sunsticks. They tend to be a little bit more emollient. This is a little bit drier in the feel, but right as soon as it's on your skin, you don't feel that heaviness or greasiness. There's not really a set in time or a dry time. Once it's on, and it feels so comfortable. I was really impressed that this didn't really shift around on my skin at all either. Sunsticks do tend to have really good grip on the skin. That's why I do prefer them a lot for the summertime, or if I'm going to be really sweaty, because they do really stay on your skin well. But there are some sunsticks that feel so rich that they do kind of feel a little shifty on the skin, if you know what I mean. This just really stays put. It feels amazing, but it's not heavy. And it actually is not greasy. It lives up to the name matte. So this was a big OMG moment, because this is a sunstick texture unlike any I have ever tried before. I did not detect any white casts on this sunscreen whatsoever. And you know, I can be very picky, and I really scrutinize sunscreens. I don't have a very deep skin tone, but I have noticed with the Beauty of Joseon Rice and Probiotic sunscreen, which I mentioned in my review, there is a very, very minimal hint of a white cast, and it definitely builds on reapplication. And I did not notice that with this sunstick at all. Again, Ramon bringing his expertise to this and really balancing out the right filters to be a more inclusive type of sunscreen product. So I think he did a really good job there. I didn't experience any pilling with this at all. I found reapplication to be very easy, and I didn't find it to build up super heavy on the skin. Reapplying a sunstick can definitely get very thick on the skin. I didn't feel that discomfort with this product at all. I found it really easy to use. Now, as I said, I was very impressed that this is matte on the skin, but something I did not expect from this product was that it almost has a skin enhancing kind of effect to it. There's something about this texture on the skin that kind of almost smooths out your skin a little bit, and it almost has a primer type of effect to it. It almost has a light reflecting kind of quality. Let's talk about makeup, because that is definitely an area where people will gravitate towards sunsticks for. They can be used for reapplication over makeup, but of course we're always concerned, how does makeup apply over the sunstick? And I have to say, it applies really nicely. I honestly, because it's not really greasy or very emollient like a lot of sunsticks are, or even some sun creams can be, I don't really find it necessary to use a separate makeup primer on top of this before makeup. I think that it has a nice matte kind of light reflecting, sort of skin perfecting quality to it that makeup will sit really nicely on top of this. So it kind of eliminated a step for me, which I kind of liked it as a sun care makeup prep step too. Definitely just a really excellent texture here. Some people like to use sunsticks over their makeup for sunscreen reapplication. That's not really something that I dig personally. I don't think that it's wrong by any means. I just don't like the buildup. I don't like to run this on my skin and then have the makeup all built up on top of here. You absolutely can just wipe that right off. You can disinfect it with an alcohol wipe. That's absolutely fine. And just the inherent nature of sunsticks, they are very resistant to bacterial growth because there's hardly any water in here whatsoever. And they've formulated this knowing that it's rubbing all over your skin. It's very resistant to bacterial growth. So that actually does make it a pretty decent product for reapplying over makeup. It's just not my jam. But in a pinch, I would absolutely use this to reapply over some light concealer or something. I've done that with other sunsticks, like I said, in a pinch, and it works really nicely. You might need to do a little bit of kind of fixing your makeup afterwards, but it doesn't shift the makeup too terribly, if you know what I mean. And quickly, I wanted to talk about eye irritation. I don't generally tend to experience eye irritation with sunscreens, and definitely not with the newer generation filters. Some of the older ones have given me some grief in the past. I'm very happy to say with all the new generation filters in here, I've not had any problems with eye irritation. And in fact, again, the format of a sunstick actually lends itself nicely to use around the eyes. As I mentioned, it has really good grip on the skin. And so if you've ever had the issue with your sunscreen kind of like traveling into your eyes, or maybe a little bit of sweat gets in there mixed with sunscreen and it burns so bad in your eyes, sunsticks generally don't have that effect on the skin because they stay put so well. They're not usually traveling into that really delicate eye area and stinging and burning your eyes. So I just wanted to mention no irritation in the eye area, and definitely no like sweating sunscreen or sunstick into my eye and burning my cornea. So the OMG factors on this sunscreen, the texture. I mean, I've definitely told you how impressed I am with the texture, not being greasy, not being oily, not being heavy on the skin, and actually truly delivering on the matte claim. Very, very impressed. Something else I was really impressed with was how easily this washed off. Historically, sunsticks, like I said, they grip to your skin really well, but because they use all those emollients and waxes, it can be quite a thick layer to break through with your cleanser. And while I definitely felt that this was a good grippy layer that was 100% still on my skin at the end of the day, it actually cleansed off fairly easily. I've even just used not even double cleansing, not even an oil or balm cleanser, just straight up foaming cleanser, and that really broke it up and cleansed it off of my skin without too much pain, right? So it really washes off easily. I was very impressed by that. Now, something else I was worried about was dryness, because this is a matte product. Historically, I run the opposite direction from matte products because I do have combination skin, but I am very dehydrated, and when it's wintertime, which it is right now, my skin is a lot closer to dry than it is to combo. And yeah, mattifying products and my skin, they do not mix at all. So I was a little concerned that this was going to dry out my skin or make it feel kind of tight or dehydrated, and it didn't at all. It was actually really comfortable. This was that kind of unicorn of a sunscreen where you can put it on and kind of forget about it because it's not feeling heavy, it's not shifting around on your skin, it's not making you oily, and it's not irritating your skin or drying it out or dehydrating it or just reminding you throughout the day that it is sitting on top of your skin. And I think overall I'm so impressed with this product because I do believe that it is absolutely adding something new into the skincare market. Because let's be honest, absolutely I have a friendship with Ramon. Let's put that to the side for a second. I do think that there are way too many skincare products out there right now. There are too many brands, there's too many products. It's incredibly overwhelming. And the fact of the matter is there's more new stuff coming out every single day. And it's really overwhelming, right? I definitely do feel that. And I do feel like there's just so many duplicated products that are just the same, but from a different brand or in a different package or a different color. And as somebody who's tried so much skincare, I really am acutely aware of how many similar things are out there. This feels different. This definitely feels like it's filling a missing gap in the market. I really don't believe that there are sunsticks out there that have been appropriate for oily skin types, that have delivered on a non-shiny matte finish that feel light and airy and breathable on the skin, that are truly inclusive of all skin colors. So I was really impressed with this because it feels fresh, it feels different, it feels new. Beauty of Joseon as a brand usually is very good with their releases in doing something slightly different, doing something slightly innovative, doing a twist on something. I always feel like their releases feel really fresh, and this is definitely something that feels different, it feels new, and it feels needed in the market. So I quickly want to talk about application with sunsticks because, as I mentioned earlier, they can actually offer really superior protection on the skin, but there are so many errors when it comes to applying it to your face. So I just quickly want to go over my tips for application for using a product like this. You definitely want to go over each area of your face a few times. You don't want to just do one like quick swipe and keep moving. You want to pass over the same area like 2 to 3 times. And what I really find useful for sunsticks, especially for areas like the corners of the nose, around the eye area. You can often miss areas if you're just kind of going in like the lines across your face. So I would suggest doing a couple of passes on each area and then actually just kind of rubbing it in a little bit to make sure that you're covering all those, easy to miss spots around your face to get a little bit more of an even film. You want to work quickly with this sun stick because it definitely does, kind of like set and absorb on the skin very quickly. So go over each area and then just kind of, work it in and make sure that you spread it evenly. And you may, if you're like really, really into sun protection, you may want to even just do another layer really quick. Because this is so light, you absolutely can do another layer and still feel very comfortable and still achieve that matte look. So that's how I've actually been using this, just to ensure that I'm not missing, especially the nose. It's really hard to get all the crevices and the peaks and everything on your nose with a flat sun stick like this. And of course with this, the shape and everything, it's tough. So I would just suggest kind of getting a nice good layer on there and then rubbing in to make sure that it's nice and even. So ultimately, I was really impressed. The sunscreen definitely made me say OMG, from the texture to the performance to the ingredients. I definitely think that this is something fresh, that this is something new, and this is something that is adding to the skincare world. This doesn't feel like just an influencer collab, because those do exist. Those are out there and they're fun. And I think that they're great, but they don't always add something new. I think this is actually a really solid product. I think this is a really great new release. And I think that it's going to serve a lot of different people. So I am very impressed with this sunscreen. If you want to check it out, if you want to shop for it, I did put some links in the description box, some different retailers where you can purchase this if you're interested. But overall, I think this is something I'm going to be reaching for a lot because it just feels so comfortable on the skin. So if you loved this review, if it was helpful, I would be so honored if you would consider subscribing to my channel. I release a lot of new skincare content throughout the week. I do long form videos. I also do shorts, so turn on notifications so you're never out of the loop. Thank you for being here with me today. I love you so much, and I really hope you are healthy, happy, and safe. I'll talk to you soon in the next video. Bye.